I want to jump back to 2017. Here is Ben Shapiro on Joe Rogan warning about all of this stuff.
What scares the out of me is when you hear these stories about people deciding that their child, who's like 8 or 9 years old,
this is effed up beyond belief.
It's scary because you can't, a 9-year-old, like a 17-year-old doesn't know. That was the thing about that Ruby Rose girl. She was saying that when she was young, when she was a teenager, she wanted to be a man. She wanted to be transgender. And that she had gone through that phase, and now she's so happy that she didn't do anything.
Right. Well, they say that 80% of kids who experience any sort of gender dysphoria as children grow out of it. So when you have a society that reinforces it, and then in Canada, they're passing laws now that say that if a kid says, you have a girl, and the girl says, I'm a boy, and she's 3, that the government can come into your house and take the kid, because obviously if you don't want to humor the kid and get the kid treatment or surgery or hormone blockers, then you're obviously doing something wrong to the kid. This is just, it's insane. First of all, if anyone tried to do that with my kid, I would meet them at the door with a gun. I mean, this is the kind of stuff where you're talking legit civil war. Like when you say that the government can take people's kids from them because the government knows better than you how to parent your kids on basic things like, are you a boy or a girl?
You know, that clip right there, what Ben said at the end, like, if you tried to take my kids away, you would meet me at the door with a gun. That went very viral. People tried to cancel Ben, that he was threatening law enforcement and everything else. But this idea that the state could take your kids away, I have Phoenix doing a little digging right now, but just over the last couple of days, California has basically said that if you as a parent do not affirm what your child is saying about their gender, that the state actually could get involved. That's literally happening in California right at this very moment. Okay, I got some info on that. Under California's AB 957, a parent could lose custody for not, quote, affirming whatever their child believes about their gender. Here, the bill author defends this bill using an example of a 7-year-old who announces their gender doesn't match their sex. So we'll play the video that's referencing. We'll play that on tomorrow's show. But it is literally happening right now. And remember, as I always say, we should not be calling this gender affirming surgery. The least affirming thing you could do to a child is chop their genitals off, right? That is not affirming their gender. It's actually pretty unaffirming of their gender. Also, Ben makes an interesting point that I think is worth repeating, that 80% of these kids outgrow this. That also seems to be why this radical movement is going after the kids and going after them younger and younger and younger. First off, all of you, everyone watching this has met a 5-year-old at some point, and most of you probably were 5-year-olds. 5-year-olds do not think about these things. 7-year-olds do not think about sex and gender and any of these things. So once you can get in their minds and start confusing them, think about the litany of other things that you can then get them to be confused about. And that seems to be what our corporations and what our government wants.